Environmental groups are targeting the lobster fishing industry, and they're being backed by left-wing dark money donors. This has led to serious equipment restrictions, which could cost thousands of the livelihoods in the near future of our lobstermen, including that of our next guest, a fourth-generation Maine lobsterman and vice president of the Maine Lobstermen's Association, Dustin Delano. Good morning to you, Dustin.
Good morning.
Good morning. So how are these environmental groups affecting you and your livelihood?
Well, I mean, it's gotten to be a very drastic reality for us. We're just Maine lobstermen are just ordinary people. We're ordinary business owners. We're small operations. There's 4,000 or 5,000 of us, and basically we have these environmental groups that are up against us that are, backed by so much money. Which is what you guys talked about, that they're just constantly taking National Marine Fisheries Service to court and suing for more regulations and more regulations. And we've just gotten to a point now where there's not really anything left to take away if they get their way.
And Dustin, didn't a judge say after 2030 or by 2030 you can no longer use your ropes, no longer use your lines for your traps?
That's what they are proposing, yes. It would be, once 2030 gets here, it would be completely ropeless fishing. So that would be no buoy lines running from the bottom to the surface. They want us to use high-tech contraptions that cost thousands of dollars and are incredibly dangerous.
I know you have said 80% of the lobstermen will be forced out of work. What does that mean for the American people?
It would be extremely devastating in Maine. The lobster industry is all we have here in a lot of our coastal towns. In my town, that's pretty much what everybody does. There aren't any other options. If you're not a lobster boat captain, you work on a lobster boat, or you're involved in the supply chain, or you sell bait to lobstermen, or you sell vehicles to lobstermen or and their crews. It's one of our number one things here in Maine, and this coast would be completely devastated without it.
You know, Dustin, when I was growing up, lobster was considered a delicacy. Your parents might get it once a year, but children never ate it. And then when I moved up north, we would go to Maine, and it's so beautiful up there, and you see it everywhere. Every restaurant serves it and relies on this. You get lobster rolls. They're not that expensive. And all the restaurants rely on the lobster. I know you guys rely on the lobster, and it's just such an economic blow to your state. But thank you for coming on with us. I'm so sorry y'all are going through this, and I hope we can find some sort of a way to save the whales and also keep your industry alive.
Thank you.
You're welcome.